Second quarter. We're in the second quarter, Mr. Andrew.
We sure are.
We need to get a couple of our good sponsors in right now.
We can handle that. How about Targill? We'll start with Targill seasoning and supplies for butcher supplies, kitchen supplies, cutlery, all you need if you're a restaurant, if you're a caterer, if you're just a guy who likes to cook around the house. They got all sorts of cooking equipment that you need, everything from the certified, you know, those chopping boards that be properly certified to work in restaurants. Why not use the same thing that your high quality restaurants using in your own home at a good and affordable price over at Target? Don't forget, they'll do seasoning mixes for you. They've got stuff if you're a cake baker, a pie maker. They've got all those type of what's the word I'm looking for? Not stuffings, but what's the word? What's the word that you put inside of a pie? Filling, that's the word, fillings. You can get all that kind of stuff there at Targill as well. Go to targill.com.
I've got something to add about Ted Bellard. There was a fundraiser for Ross Hebert recently, and it was tickets were sold, and the drawing was held this past week, I guess it was. I talked to Keisha and Chris. Keisha is the wife of Ross Hebert, and Chris is the mother of Ross, Chris Hebert. And I saw them at Kelly's walking. When I was walking out of Kelly's, they were picking up food to take home. And they asked if I would thank everybody for buying these tickets and helping, because Ross is going to go back to New Orleans for some more physical therapy, specialized physical therapy. And it costs a lot of money, and a young couple. So people are really helping out. And Ted Bellard won the gun that was the top prize, and of course he's a gun lover, so it fits in. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he wouldn't give it back for the next raffle they have.
And he's a good guy. You know, the odds are good. If he won the gun, it was because he bought one ticket.
Well,
he probably was very generous.
Then the second prize was a barbecue pit from George over at Whiteville exit. George Quirk Welding Service. That had to be a nice barbecue pit. Tony Hebert from maybe the Scott Dusson area. I'm not sure exactly where it was. And then Tommy Mistrick won the black pot that was donated by Targill, Ted Bellard. So
he's helping.
He's helping, and he always helps, by the way. And so many others help. Let me say that they were very satisfied. People, our community is known for the closeness. People come here, and that's one of the first things they notice, how we talk to each other and how we talk to total strangers and find out a little bit about them. We don't want to just be introduced to them. We want to know something about them. Where are you from? Who's your daddy? Cajuns got to ask, who's your mama? Who's your daddy?
You figure how you relate it in about 3 or 4 minutes.
That's correct.
That's how you do that. How about one more sponsor while I'm talking? How about Quarters Casino, north of Opelousas? You can go by there and you can get everything from your Chevron fuel, diesel and gasoline, nice well-lit canopy, concrete, so you clean and nice and neat. You go inside, get you that crispy, crunchy chicken, that Subway sandwich, that good Stuckey's candy that they got in there, all those different, must be 40 different flavors of different types of candy and pralines and all. You can go in the El Pico de Gallo Mexican Cantina and Restaurant and have margaritas and your good meals there 7 days a week. And don't forget about them for gaming as well. There's a Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza north of Opelousas.
Okay, that's we try to do 2 per quarter.
Oh, I can hit one more. Why not? Let's hit LHC Group. Yeah, well, I got to sneak 3 in 1 quarter. That's the way it works. LHC Group, all your home health care needs. LHC Group can help you with everything from the nurses to the therapists to the equipment you might need, from chairs to the special beds, the oxygen equipment. They can do all that for you. They've got the Health and Wellness Center in Opelousas. They've got hospice care. They've got palliative care. They've got the extended care hospitals, extended care wings in your local hospitals like Opelousas General Health Care System. Go by.
And talking about that, show this picture here of the progress, the work progress that's taking place over on Highway 182 south of Opelousas. And this is the future home of the Veterans Memorial. And work is progressing on that. And of course, LHC Group, Ginger and Keith Myers and their family have donated a very large sum of money to make this thing a reality. I didn't realize that, but I thought the parish government was putting up money. What they're going to do, they're playing a very important role because they're going to do the maintenance for the future. So that amounts to a very nice contribution, you know.
Over the long haul.
But it's not, the money that's being spent on this project is money that's being donated by firms and individuals. And those bricks that
and the runs
sold,
that the Meyer boys have organized each other. Say the boys, they're men, young men that have organized these great fundraisers. So.
And talking about taking care of your people, the Administrative Professional Day Luncheon. Well, Professional Day, that's
Administrative Professional?
Yeah.
That used to be Secretary's Day.
Secretary Day. That's what I always called it, and I think I'm going to still call it, but I guess I'll have to
update with the times.
Do you want to go to a luncheon? Well, on April the 24th, the Garden Club in Washington is going to hold a noon luncheon at the St. John's Episcopal Church on April the 24th. That's going to be noon, and that church was built in 1872. They've done a nice job of restoring it and using it for events such as this. It'll probably be a sellout, so if you're interested, it's $35 per person. It's going to be a complete full-course meal, and they're gonna, when you're gonna walk in, you're gonna be given a champagne cocktail when you walk in, so you can have mine if I'm walking in with you. You can have my drink.
There you go.
But all jokes aside, it's a good cause. The Garden Club in Washington, very active, and they try to keep the little town looking good, and they do a great job of doing that.
Another one of those little clubs like that is the Preservationist group here in Opelousas, the St. Landry Preservationists that maintain the Michelle Prudhomme House right next to Opelousas General Hospital. Tonight, that's Thursday. Thursday the, I'm wrong, excuse me. Next Thursday, the 14th. Is that right? Let me double check it. Man, how I got my dates wrong. I'm still wrong. Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
I don't know how I got it Thursday on here. It's Sunday.
Well, you made a mistake. That's the second one this year.
I'm way out. I guess I thought it was the 4th and not the 14th. That's what confused me. That's what it is. A week from Sunday, the Preservationists are going to have their spring fling over at the Michelle Prudhomme home from 4 p.m. It's a Sunday afternoon, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. $10 donation is requested. They'll have drinks and snacks out there. And they'll be showing the old house. You can look around and tour the old home, the oldest home standing on this side of Mississippi in the country. And there are going to be a bunch of original paintings done by Clementine Hunter, the lady that was up in the River Parish, is all displayed. They're part of Burnell Lemoyne's collection.
She wasn't noticed until she was age 50, and the owner of the plantation where she lived and worked was noticing her abilities, and he said, you need to start practicing on painting. And can you imagine how that was a shock to this lady?
Over at Melrose Plantation, and had a nice in the life, not realized, probably never perceived.
No, never changed her bid, they said.
No, and I mean, her artwork is highly collected.
Several thousand
it's worth
pieces.
A lot, and they're worth a lot of money, every piece. So go by, you get a chance to see some of it, you know, something here local to us.
Somebody wasn't quite that old, but he was well known, and you looked like you were always in a party situation when you were around Ivan Ray and Skive and Ivan. And he was, I guess, around 70. And I'd see him quite often at the Elks Lodge. He was a member of the Elks Lodge, and had been a retired school teacher from Opelousas High School, and ended up being a real good finished carpenter, and
had been a history teacher, so I mean, I'll show you.
You know, he lived his life. He died, you could say, a little young. He must have been around 70.
When he tell you something, that he tell you a sentence and he'd chuckle. Another sentence and he'd chuckle.
Well, you see, he's chuckling in this picture right here. My sympathies to that family. And then a Miss Ida Swallow Vayon, and he was buried, by the way. Ivan Ray was buried last Saturday. I didn't get to go to visit at all because I went to the little camp in Winfield. We'll get to that a little bit later, a couple of pictures there. But Miss Ida Swallow Vayon was reading the article when I returned home, and her funeral was held last Friday at the Sabia Funeral Home, and I was looking who survived, and her husband of 65 years, Kenny Burke Vayon. I had a picture of Kenny Burke, within the last year. He was over at the Texaco station, or used to be a Texaco station, on North Main, just before you get to Swallows Dinner Club on the right-hand side there. He was there, and we visited. I worked with him when I was in high school. Before school, from 6 to 8, I'd work at Cash Drug Wholesale, which was owned by Mr. Charles Genet and Mr. George Dejean. And anyhow, Kenny Burke is still the same, looks good, and my deepest sympathies. Sorry I wasn't able to be with you all. Another person that died, and I read the survivors, and it says here Richard Lacombe Jr. died, and he survived by a sister, Elizabeth Mesh.
Correct.
Brett Mesh's wife.
Right.
Did you,
Liz's brother, he passed away some months ago, I think in December, and he was living up north, and they didn't have a full-blown family memorial service, so they waited until all the family came back down here, his son and everyone else.
Well, good. I'm glad I brought that up.
In fact, that would have been Tuesday, I think, that they did it. So, what else we got? How about this? We've got Hope for Opelousas is having their annual crawfish boil fundraiser. And Hope for Opelousas, a lot of you know, that helps mentor kids who are, I guess inner city is the way to put it. Kids that live in the middle of town, bringing hope to the parts of town that people have said have kind of been run down and getting older and not doing well. They're helping these kids out. If you want to help them out by buying 4 pounds of crawfish with corn and potatoes, it's $15 a ticket. They're going to give them out. The crawfish will be given out at Donald Gardner Stadium. You just go through the parking lot and get your crawfish fast and easy from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, April the 20th. To buy your tickets, call Hope for Opelousas at 290-6092. And
April the 20th, we also have professional boxing returning to Evangeline Downs Event Center. Big event. Chad Broussard does a great, Bad Chad, as he was called when he was a professional fighter himself. So he has really put on some real good cards, they referred to it, good bouts, well matched, packs the building up. I'm sure Mr. Harmon and Mr.
Keith Harmon and Marion.
And Marion will be there. They're there every time. So I'll see y'all there, and I'll see a lot of others there. I try to make the fights because I'm on the State Boxing Commission, and so we try to attend when they're in our area like this. And should be real good. That's the 20th. That's a Saturday, and that's the same day that the big car show will be held over at Toby's here next door. Wayne Doucette and friends are putting on this, and it should be a big turnout. Let's hope we have good weather. We'll have to check the weatherman.
I watched that replay of Bernard Hopkins fight again this weekend. Man, that man, 48 years old, and just ate that younger man up. And the younger guy said, he hit me in the head with an elbow. When they showed it in slow motion, that fist was so hard when he hit him. He come up, he looked at the ref and said, it's an elbow, it's an elbow. It wasn't no elbow. That thing was just,
they showed that,
that fist.
Yeah, I watched that fight, yep. By the way, let's go to another.
Well, we're down to 20 seconds left on this quarter. So we're going to.
Let's talk about crawfish. Crawfish were in short supply. They should be available pretty readily now. They had a good article here about Eddie's crawfish,
Miss Natalie over
Touchette.
Over there.
It was a nice article. Carlos Touchette has reopened. Eddie, he's deceased. The husband is her husband, but Carlos did all the work anyhow. So go by and help her.
There you go. We'll see y'all on the other side of 1 minute.